Well, hello there, everybody. It's been a minute. My name's Cragen, and I'm bringing you a video today. No real reason, It's been a couple years, so I figured, I feel like talking to a screen and seeing what's up. Letting you guys know how I've been, all that stuff. If you guys care, I don't know. But yeah, so first, some housekeeping notes. Background gameplay is Battlefield 5, playing Conquest on Narvik. I'm using the Carabin 1938M. It was a weapon they added in recently. Not too much to say about it. It's a semi-auto rifle, 3 shots to kill, blah, blah, blah. Battlefield 5 is really stale right now, so you don't have to... The gameplay is not the focus of the video. So yeah, if you like watching the gameplay, enjoy it. If you don't, then if you want to listen to just what I'm saying, then you can click off the video and listen. And if you don't want to do either of those, well then you don't gotta watch. But yeah, so basically just wanted to make a video just to talk about some stuff like by myself. I It's a little easier for me to get words out sometimes, maybe when I'm just sitting here. Just because talking to people is not always fun, and people judge you and stuff. So sometimes, people are always going to judge you everywhere, especially when you're putting yourself out on like YouTube and stuff. But let me just get back to my point. I don't need to keep rambling on about some stupid anxiety that I have sometimes about how people think of me or what people think of me. So I don't know where to start actually. This since I uploaded my last video, a lot of stuff's happened. Tons of things have happened to me in my personal life, and in terms of what's gonna happen next, like what I'm gonna do next, and try to focus on in the future. So when I last made my video, I think it was 2016 or 2017. So I was in the military when I made that video. At this time, I'm not in the military anymore. I'll go over it really, really quickly. I had surgery in July of 2018 for a tumor that was found in my back. They were able to cut half of it out. So tumor's still there, but it's not cancer or nothing, so it's nothing to worry about. But it caused me just a shit ton of problems. I could barely walk. I had like no feeling in my legs. It was just a lot of problems, trouble going to the bathroom, driving. Like literally, it was basically wake up, be in pain all day, have your legs feel like they're on fire all day, and then go to sleep, go to work and go to sleep. So I was still working through this whole time, but then when they found out what was actually wrong, we were able to, get the surgery scheduled a month later, and then I had like 6 months of rehab after that. Not so much for like getting, not so much for like learning how to walk again, because that was really quick. That I learned it really quickly. I relearned how to walk normally and like the correct way pretty quickly. But because of the tumor, it grew from a nerve, and the nerve that it grew from is a nerve that runs down your arm and like affects fine motor movements. So picking up things with your fingers, just like fine motor movements. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's just like picking up small things, opening up like a bottle, or maybe writing with like a pen or a pencil. So yeah, so that stuff was a result of the surgery, but definitely it's gotten so much better, especially after the surgery. I did therapy for 7 months, I think. I got discharged in like February from my clinic. So excuse me. After I did therapy for like 6 months to try to get my hand back up to not 100%, like not normal, because it's probably not going to be 100% normal again. And what I mean by normal is, just like how it used to be before everything, whereas all my motor movements are fine and all that stuff. But it's definitely come along. I've definitely come a long way in terms of being able to keep playing video games, being able to play console games, because that was like honestly the big problem, big issue I was facing is like playing PS4 or Xbox, and Switch, especially the Switch. Just that my right hand, some of my fingers, I just didn't have complete full range of motion. So hitting some of the buttons, especially like the triggers, and maybe pressing in on like on the thumbsticks like R3, or on the Xbox, same thing. That's what was really a struggle. And then once I started doing all that rehab for 5 6 months, it's gotten drastically better. And especially compared to how it was when I was discharged, compared to how it is now, it's night and day difference. And then if you go even back from after surgery to now, night and day difference. So I'm very fortunate to be able to get a lot of my motion back into my right hand, just because it makes everything easier. And then plus, it was kind of hard, especially trying to play video games at first, just because like that's basically my main hobby that I like to do. Video games, I've definitely been falling out of love with them recently, just because a lot of the games that have come out really haven't held my attention that long, and then a lot of them just, you can't really play a game nowadays that doesn't have issues. So it's kind of hard, especially like Battlefield 5, for example. Like this game, I think I have like 100, maybe 200 hours in it, and like I really do enjoy it. But now I play it maybe once a week, twice a week at the most. So it's just hard for me to find a game to stick to nowadays. But it's still my main hobby. So obviously now that now that my hand is so much better than what it was, I can enjoy these games a little more, just because I know that I'm not hindered, or I'm not as hindered as I was previously. Because when I play these games, I just want to have fun. Especially when I just play like games like Battlefield. It's not about winning for me. If I play Dota, it just depends like on my mood. Especially in Dota. Dota, like I'm all over the place in terms of how. In terms of like what my goal is in the game. Like, is it having fun? Is it winning? Is it trying to get better? Is it to learn some new heroes? It's just a lot of things. But Dota is probably the one game that I still play consistently, but it's not. I don't think it's very healthy, just because I get pretty upset. But that's mainly that's mainly a problem that I have, not so much a problem that with the game necessarily, because the game does have its problems, but I think it's mainly just because like I can't really control my emotions as well, especially recently. I think recently I've just been like going to talk to, I don't really know what to say as like a title. She's not really like a psychologist, but she doesn't like sit there and listen to me and then doesn't like give me any feedback. She does give me some feedback, but for the most part, like I just talk, she listens, she gives her input, her opinion, and then I kind of like move on. But it's been pretty good though, because it's I've been trying to take what she's been teaching me or telling me to minimize my stress, not minimize, but to reduce it, because everyone's going to be stressed. So I've been trying to do that, and I think that's mainly the reason why I've been kind of falling out of love with video games. Is just mainly because of my attitude and me not being able to control my emotions a lot when it comes to video games, in terms of with people talking trash in game, or most of the time it's me that starts it. That's the thing I'm really trying to stop. I really don't want to be toxic anymore in video games, or at least minimize it. If it happens once in a while, it's fine, because everyone's toxic at some point. But I just don't really enjoy. It doesn't make me want to keep playing the game when I play a game, or even if I win, if I'm like yelling at the other team the whole time, or yelling at my team, like it's just not fun. It makes me very, very like unmotivated to play. So I'm trying to stop that. So that's why I've been like trying to talk to her, just to talk about like all that stuff, get it out, have a someone to vent to, someone to listen. And even if she thinks like a lot of the problems I'm talking about are stupid, she's not going to tell me that. So it makes me feel better that it gives me the illusion that she cares. But still, like, she's really nice and she's really good with her advice, and I've definitely benefited. I've definitely benefited from seeing somebody and talking about like mental issues, I guess. Not really like mental health problems, but like just things that I've noticed over the past couple of years in terms of like social anxiety or whatever. Not saying I have that stuff, but just saying like in terms of coming to grips with like imperfections, I guess, when it comes to being social. I kind of go on a lot. Like I know I went off topic a lot. I started talking about like the surgery, and now I'm talking about video games. I'll get back onto my like where I like what's been going on right now, but I just wanted to like finish this one point. I've just said like a lot of the problems that I have when talking to people is just like kind of go on. I overthink things way too much. I kind of think like people think I'm weird, or people think I'm just like insecure sometimes, I feel. So I'm really trying to minimize that and just kind of get back to how I used to be, where it was like just casually talking. I'm not overthinking words that people are saying. I'm not overthinking what I'm saying. It's just kind of going with the flow. But I'm trying to get back to that. So I just freaking fell off the map right here. This game, man. I'm so bad at it. I mean, like, it's not like it's the game's fault. A lot of the times when I do get upset at these games, it's just because it's like, I make bad decisions, but sometimes I don't want to admit that I make bad decisions. But, it happens, especially like in video games, people's egos get the best of them. I don't like to think that I'm bad. I don't like to think that I'm making mistakes sometimes. So, it happens. But let's get back on track here real quick. So after the surgery, I started doing all the rehab. I was still in Texas at the time, but due to the after effects of the surgery with my hand and then my arm, I lost a lot of feeling in my arm, like when it comes to sensation, like hot and cold, or if somebody like touches me, I can't really feel like their touch on certain parts of my right arm. So that became a problem. And then when they cut the tumor, they had to put metal rods in my neck, so I'm not able to carry like a bunch of heavy weight. And that's like one of the big things with the military is carrying all these rucksacks or super heavy backpacks, carrying weapons, especially since like my right hand is my dominant hand. I couldn't really shoot as well anymore. I could still shoot, but it was really big. Like I had to adjust a lot. So basically just like what started happening is we were assessing, or not we, but the military was like looking over the restrictions that I had, and then they decided to start like a med board, which a med board is basically just like a evaluation process of like, all right, if you're able to stay in the military and continue your service, or if they're gonna have to let you go for medical reasons. And then since this stuff happened in the military, and then I kind of was getting I wouldn't say mistreated by doctors, but I was kind of getting run around in circles, not really getting any answers for almost a year. They were able to, that was able to like help my case, right? So to be able to not have to stay in, right? It's not that I didn't want to stay in anymore. Like I wouldn't have minded if they said like, oh, you're fit for duty, like that's fine. Just that for me, it was, either outcome was fine. I stay in and finish my contract, that's perfectly okay. I get out and do something else, that's perfectly okay too. They found me unfit. I decided to accept it. I was able to get super lucky, and I still get supported by the VA and the military, so I still get to go, healthcare and all that stuff. So I'm super fortunate to be able to have all that stuff, and I'm starting school in the next couple weeks here, and I'm super excited to do that. Like this whole thing has just been like a blessing in disguise, because being in the military, it's not like it's the worst thing ever, especially for me. I got super fortunate to go to a place where I don't have to do a lot of the army stuff, but just that, if they said I was fit for duty and I went somewhere else where you actually have to do a lot of the army stuff, I probably would have been pushed out at that point also, just because, I might be good to stay at one place, but that doesn't mean I'm good to stay at the other place. And that's basically like what it came down to, because I definitely could have stayed in the military and done my actual job, but I definitely couldn't do the actual army stuff, like in terms of just because of the pain that it would cause, like carrying all this weight and stuff, and then like the stress it would put on my neck, and then it would cause like headaches and all that stuff. It's a long list of things. I don't really want to go like into detail, because it's just everybody has pain, but some people get pain from injuries, or some people get pain from working too much, but like I would get pain from like doing my job. So obviously it's not good for me, it's not good for the military, so there's no reason for me to stay in there if they can't really get anything out of me, right? So yeah, so basically got out in April of this year, and then I moved back to Arizona. And yeah, basically when I moved back, I was kind of just like getting everything ready to start school in August, like registering, taking care of all that stuff. Like I said, super fortunate to not be able to not have to pay for school also, since I was able to do 3 years in the military. I got access to the GI Bill, and then I can even use this other program, which is kind of the same thing, but say I didn't get access to my GI Bill, I could have used that program to go to school still. So super fortunate. And I'm also gonna start working soon at the VA hospital, basically doing like a paid internship. So I'm super excited to do that too. But yeah, I mean, everything really has worked out pretty well, all things considering, like from especially since last year. Last year was probably just because of all the problems I had to deal with for most of the year. It was probably one of the worst years. Not trying to be like drama queen or over exaggerating, but yeah, I mean, like for half the year last year, I literally didn't do much except for sit in my room and try to watch movies because that's like literally all I could do. I couldn't really drive that much because my legs, so it was really hard to get out and do things. But yeah, this everything has definitely worked out for the best, and I definitely cannot be more thankful the for being okay. You know, obviously through surgery, nothing bad happened besides just like the hand stuff. But even that's like that wasn't the fault of the surgeon. That was just something that was just like a complication that ended up happening during surgery. But you know, before surgery, they ask you like, you know, if this happens or if something happens during surgery, but we're still able to fix it. You know, like you sign like the waiver, right? So that they can still finish the surgery despite if something comes up. So yeah, but it's completely fine. I live with two of my close friends. I love them to death. Love living with them. So yeah, I'm just super fortunate. But basically, that's just what I wanted. I just wanted to like talk about just what was going on. I kind of felt like making a video. As one cool thing about going to the school I'm going to is I get some access to Adobe Premiere, so I don't have to go illegally download Vegas or something. So it's a lot easier, and Premiere is a lot better program than Vegas anyway. So yeah, basically that's about it. I don't know if I'm gonna make more videos in the future. If you guys have any qualms, sorry if the gameplay just ended right there, but I kind of want to keep talking a little bit, so maybe I'll throw like a picture up or something right here. But yeah, if you guys want to see something more in the future, I don't know if I will or not. I just kind of felt like making a one-off video, and we'll see what you guys think, I guess, if anything. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you guys soon.